Hello, I'm Trevor Alonso, and this is my big game trailer review 5. Yes, you might have noticed a title change. It was an amazing game. The Chiefs versus the Eagles. From the very beginning, neither team was holding back this time. Sometimes you see a team that holds back for a while, or both teams hold out until the third quarter. Not this game. The Chiefs were a little bit more defensive at the beginning, but as soon as it got past a few minutes, everyone was all out. For a little bit there, I thought Mahomes was going to get sent out for the game entirely, especially when another player grabbed him by the ankle. But he came back, and they won the game, 38-35. It was a very close game up until the last minute. Heck, kind of until the last few seconds. The Eagles were trying real hard to get the ball down the field at the end. The commercials this year were okay. Not really any real laugh-out-loud ones. The Adam Driver one was a little bit alright, but we're here mainly to talk about the trailers. Okay, in no particular order. Most of these were just TV spots, like a 10-second spot, or a 10-second spot that said, watch the trailer online. So, for the movie 65, it was just a TV spot, the trailer's been out already. This looks like a cool sci-fi Adam Driver movie. From what I understand, it's this group from the future that's sent back 65 million years into the past, and Adam Driver has to protect this kid in a world full of dinosaurs. And that seems cool enough. I'll probably watch it. Okay, next up, Fast X. Or Fast and Furious Part 10. Or Fast and Furious Part 10 Electric Boogaloo. Okay, as they're advertising this will be the beginning of the end. And Part 11 or Part 10, Part 2 will be the ending. Yeah, right. The trailer did come out last Friday. This was a TV spot for that trailer. Jason Momoa is going to be the bad guy. It looks alright. The Fast and Furious movies have become kind of formulaic. They're fighting a bad guy from the past, or connected to a past, or connected past distant relative. A lot of people come close to dying, but no one really dies, or if they die, to come back in a sequel, unless they're Gal Gadot. Then again, who knows, she might be coming back. And if you're a likable bad guy, you come back in the next one or a further sequel and become one of the family, which is kind of weird. I might end up watching this. I definitely need to watch Fast 9. Okay, the Scream TV spot. Didn't really give us much more. So far, everything that we've seen seems pretty good. It's going to be set in New York, but there's a lot of jokes that it's going to be like Jason Takes Manhattan. Maybe a majority of this takes place on a boat. And they only film in New York for about a day. Who knows? There's a lot of speculation that this one might bring the supernatural element into the series, and that this could be a past killer. I'm wanting to see this, but also there's a few things that make me want to go, maybe I'll watch this later, or not watch it right away. Nev Campbell isn't coming back, so yeah, I might watch this, but it might not be right away. Okay, we saw a TV spot for Cocaine Bear, which the trailer's been out for a while. This seems like more of a reminder, and it's gonna be kind of a crazy movie. It's gonna give you the premise of what you thought the story was, when in real life it's a lot more sadder for the bear. The movie will have the level of craziness as a Canon Films movie. Just all out bear attack, crazy, going after everybody, because it's on cocaine. And this movie knows it's not taking itself seriously. I'll probably definitely watch this one. Transformers: Rise of the Beasts. Why don't they just call this Beast Wars? Lately, the Transformer movies have been doing better without Michael Bay. Michael Bay, I believe, is just a producer on this, so it'll be better. It's gonna be more on the level of Bumblebee. I'll probably watch it eventually. Okay, there was a new 10-second spot for Indiana Jones 5. Or Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. This looks amazing. I'm glad they showed a lot of new stuff. This will definitely be Harrison Ford's last outing as Indy. Then again, in a few years, if they make another one with Harrison Ford, I'll be really surprised. I thought the last one was going to be the last one. Maybe they want to go out on a better note. We still don't know a whole lot about this movie. We do know he's going to be fighting Nazis again, and that some scenes do take place in the past, and there's a young CGI Harrison Ford, but it's not the majority of the movie. Creed 3 was just a 10-second movie spot. basically reminding us that, hey, Creed 3 is coming out, and reminding me that I really need to review the Rocky movies like I said I was going to. This time Adamas looks like he's fighting an old friend who's resentful that he's become more famous than him or had a better life. So this becomes a very personal story for this character, and I'm glad it's just not another Rocky in a shadow thing, or one of Rocky's former enemy's son. And it's good that he fought Drago's son, but not every movie has to be a copy of a past Rocky movie. I am definitely going to watch this. The next trailer was for the movie Air. Ben Affleck and Matt Damon are at it together again. They wrote the script together, and they're making this movie together, just like in the old days. And it's the story of Nike signing on Michael Jordan to make the Air Jordans. This looks pretty good. I hope it's more historically accurate than the movie Argo, but then again, Argo was pretty good. Okay, the movie Strays. This 10-second spot came on after the game. This was the first commercial that came on when the post-game show was going on. So they didn't put in a whole Super Bowl game money into it. Basically, this movie looks like the hard R version of Homeward Bound, where the dogs are talking, but they're doing a lot of adult risque stuff. Basically, a cute little puppy keeps being abandoned by its owner. Once he figures out that he's always being abandoned, he wants to go after the human owner and, let's just say, bite him where it counts. Okay, let's talk about the bigger trailers of the night. One was sort of a semi-trailer and commercial. It was a beer commercial with Ant-Man for Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. Yes, Ant-Man, who was an alcoholic in the comics, though the commercial was for non-alcoholic beer, so it was a little bit of irony. So far, reviews for this movie are not that good. I will eventually watch this. The next TV spot was a 10-second ad for Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and of course the bigger trailer was online. It looks really good. It does look a little sad whenever they show clips of young Rocket Raccoon being experimented on. The main bad guy seems like he's trying to perfect an experiment on people or make people perfect. They didn't give us very much of Adam Warlock. I know they're trying to keep that as a surprise. And they hinted that Quill may not end up with Gamora. And of course, a lot of classic rock. Marvel and DC have always been in competition. Everyone knew that there was going to be a huge DC trailer during this Super Bowl. And of course, Marvel had to do Guardians of the Galaxy. But the biggest talk about trailer was for The Flash, which was a 10-second spot. Again, watch the trailer online, which is a great trend. They save money and they get a lot of people to watch the trailer anyway. This trailer looks really good, but I kept thinking the entire time, wow, Ezra Miller's such a bad... Let's get out of the way. He's a horrible pedophile drug dealer who's put children in danger, broken into people's houses, started fights, and that's not even the whole list. Ezra likes to be called they or them, not 100% sure. I really hope that Ezra is not going to be the Flash after this, but it seems like some Warner Brother executives are willing to work with him. But the movie itself does look great. Warner Brothers really did put themselves in a corner, because Ezra Miller is going to play the main Flash, a Flash from another universe, and it's already revealed he's going to play the Dark Flash. This is based on a Flashpoint storyline, where the Flash goes back in time to save his mom, but he opens up the multiverse and causes a bunch of problems because he changed one thing in the past. And of course it crosses and changes worlds. Though, for this movie, it looks like they're going to have different stand-ins. Michael Keaton's going to be back as Batman. In the comics, it was Thomas Wayne who was Batman in that universe. This one, it looks like Michael Keaton's going to be kind of a Batman Beyond version of Batman, but also Michael Keaton. So I don't know if it's taking place in that world, or if it's crossing paths with different worlds. We're going to have Supergirl instead of Superman, and it looks like she's doing the same thing that Superman was doing in that comic, where he landed in Washington, D.C. instead of in Kansas, and was basically held captive so he wouldn't have superpowers in like a deep prison where he didn't get any sunlight. It looks like in this movie, Barry Allen went back in time, saved his mom, but caused the whole world to not have metahumans. So it becomes defenseless when people like General Zod show up. And Michael Shannon is back as General Zod, which is pretty cool that they actually got him to come back. So from what I understand, or what it looks like, it looks like he recruits Barry Allen from that universe and Batman from that universe to find what he thinks might be Superman, but it turns out to be Supergirl, and they're going to go up against General Zod, and probably Dark Flash since we know he's going to be in the movie. This is the last outing for Ben Affleck as Batman, and what was supposed to be the first outing for Michael Keaton coming back as Batman, but it's going to be the last one as well because that Batgirl movie is canceled. This looks amazing. I want to go see it, but I do not support Ezra Miller coming back as the Flash for future movies. And I think it's unfortunate for anybody who is in this movie or worked on this movie, because no matter what, when they see on their resume that they worked on this movie or they're doing any interview and this movie comes up, everyone's going to ask, what's it like to be on this movie with Ezra Miller and all of his crimes and allegations? And this movie has a huge mark on it. And I seriously hope people don't just give him a pass. Okay, that was all the trailers for Super Bowl 57. Some of them were just like, I kind of saw that already. Others gave us a lot of stuff. And, the biggest one was The Flash. Tell me which ones were your favorites in the comments below.